Phenomenal, legendary, and blessed night, morning, afternoon, wherever you are. Welcome to a Mustard Seed Movement YouTube channel. My name is Dracia, and I've been putting up videos for about a year now. This year, in 2021, I decided to up the game, and I'm going to be putting out videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And on this particular video, I just wanted to give a little window into a little bit of who I am or where I come from. So, I was born and raised in Brooklyn, New York, and I lived in a single parent home. However, I my dad was around. We didn't always have the greatest relationship, but he was around. Um, my mom and I had a really good relationship, but I was also super young. Unfortunately, she died when I was 13. But my life overall, I had a good life. I had a good childhood. I did have moments of being bullied and picked on. I went to Catholic school and also went to public school. And I was always known as Four Eyes. That was the one thing that people talked about with me. Um, Among my friends, I wasn't always considered the prettiest, and I also was the tomboy. Like, anytime you saw me, I was always climbing something, playing in dirt. Although I did love to do things like jump double dutch and, play regular games that, play with dolls and stuff like that. I did have like Barbie Townhouse and different things. Um, I would say that I was kind of a loner, and I only say that because even though I had friends, not all the time did I reach out to them. Not all the time. I mean, we equally, I think, would call each other and be like, hey, come over here and hang out with me, or I'll come over there and hang out. But I wasn't the type of person that if I felt like I wanted to go shopping, I wasn't necessarily the one to be like, hey, can you come shopping with me? Um, I kind of did those things on my own. It's strange, I guess. I don't know. And but I really want to say that I've had really really great strong relationships. Like, I'm 41 now, and I still have relationships with my childhood best friends, and I still have relationships with people that I met either in junior high school or high school. I mean, some of us have probably, not some of us probably, but a lot of us moved away, or we might be in the same neighborhoods or close to the neighborhoods that we grew up in, but we might be all doing different things. But somehow, no matter the time that's lost, when I see these people, it's like we pick up where we left off. Like, it seems like there's no time lost. We just don't necessarily speak to each other every day. Um, so my dad and I feel like we're building our relationship more now than we have in the past. And I don't know, maybe that's just level of maturity between the both of us. And I mean, trust and believe, there's still work to be done, but I don't think I'm in the place that I once was with my dad that I am in now. Um, and um, Most of my siblings and I have decent relationships, um, but every relationship has its ups and downs, and I just choose not to talk about certain relationships to, make anything or anyone feel any kind of way. Um, I know that for me, I love all my family members no matter what has transpired between us. Um, but I understand that some things have to um, go through a process. You know what I mean? So that's that. I'm just going to leave that there. But Currently, I live with one of my best friends and her family, and they treat me like family. So um, I call them the names that I would call people in my family, like mom, grandma, and all that. Well, her mom passed away too, but like her dad, I call dad, and they treat me equally like their own kids, their own grandkids. It's a beautiful relationship that I have with them, and it's been like that since high school days. We literally met in high school, and she and I have pretty much been inseparable. And I don't know, maybe some friends feel a way about it. I don't think they all do. Um, but no matter what, when those friends from my past, reach out to me or whatever, I do try to make myself available. If I'm not available, it's not typically because of that best friend. It really actually is just because of me, because sometimes I really am a loner. Sometimes I really just want to do things different and I'm on my own. And nowadays, with me walking this walk with Christ, it's different. It's way different. And I think that that's pretty much where I'm leading to in this video, is that a lot of things change when you start to walk with Christ. My background is of West Indian background and American, and I think partially Southern too. So all of that stuff, I can relate to some degree, but I did gravitate to the West Indian culture more so. And if you're of West Indian descent, you know that there's soca and reggae music, and all that music is really, really beautiful. But all of that music, depending on the lyrics, does not work well with what God's doing or what God's talking about. And so, transitioning from going out and being somewhat of a party girl, and now kind of being, I mean, I'm always a homebody, but I do enjoy a good party. And now that I've grown spiritually, it's gotten a little harder. Um, Not necessarily saying no to those things, but not being a part of those things. The atmosphere is different, and to me, it would look kind of weird going to a reggae or soca party and kind of standing there doing a two step, and um, not being able to engage. And I'm pretty young, and so the type of parties that me and my friends would go to requires some close connection to the opposite sex. Let's just be real. Winding up on each other, it's not just looked in a good light when we're talking about walking the path of Christ. Okay? So I've definitely had my share of going to the party, going to the club, and then going to church on Sunday morning. Let's just be real. Um, so that's the life that I'm kind of coming from. It wasn't my everyday life. I wasn't the party girl that partied every day of the week. Um, but there's been points in my life on and off where every other weekend or every weekend was a party, literally from Friday to Saturday. Sometimes it'll be Thursday on. You might have the midweek kind of party depending on if you were doing an after work thing. These are some of the things I've done. Um, I've smoked before, marijuana as well as cigarettes, um, and that's just the truth. I've drank. I do drink. I did not quit drinking, um, but I watch my consumption. So, I from time to time may have um, vodka or something like that, but I love wine. I really do love specifically red wines. And I have, you know, wondered about that. And what I do know is that it does say in the word to do not be drunk with wine. And that's the thing that I most avoid, is getting drunk. Years before, um, I've been there. I've gotten so drunk that I don't remember all of what happened the night before. And as I got older, that type of drunk, it was no longer appealing to me. I don't think it ever really was appealing to me, but there was a point in time where I really didn't mind it happening. Um, but now It's more like a social thing, one or two glasses, not anything extreme. Um, and if I do have a little more than I may have, you know, felt like maybe just a little bit too social, but I'm not tipsy, I'm not drunk, but I know when to be like, okay, I've had enough. Let's now start drinking water. Um, but I know that there was a time in my life where I was drinking really heavily. And it could have been stress. It could have just been wanting to be a part of the crowd. It could have just been my nature. In my family, alcoholism has been an issue. Um, I don't think I've succumbed to that. But I think that it was really easy for me to be in a drunken state. So I've now learned that there's a limit to my consumption. I mean, I'm getting older now anyway, so these things just, I can't drink like I used to anyway. But I did consciously make the decision to not drink anymore. For me, I'm sorry, not drink anymore, but not drink to the point of like any type of intoxication or drunkenness or even tipsiness. I don't like the way that I feel. I don't even like how I get up in the morning, sluggish, kind of lazily, like I don't have any oomph in the day to get things done. So that was a pretty interesting transition. The crazy thing is that I think the awareness about my drinking happened before fully walking this path of ministry. So I think that was a good thing. Maybe God ordained it that way, but that was pretty much what happened for me. I consciously was like, you know what? I don't think drinking is a good thing for me. Like drinking to a certain level is a good thing for me anymore. So I need to lessen that. And there was a period of time where um, I wasn't drinking at all. I took a hiatus, and then when I introduced it back, um, I just really didn't do it that often. Like even now, when I think about it, I probably wouldn't drink for like 3 weeks or so, and then I might have a glass or two of wine or a harder drink mixed with like ginger ale or something, but not to the extent, or even have a beer. I do actually love beer. I love a good cold beer with um, like um, comfort foods like burgers, fries, stuff like that. I don't know, something about it tastes really good to me. Um, and this is not encouraging anybody to go and drink. I'm just saying that you gotta kind of know yourself. Some people know that they absolutely cannot drink, and so they don't. And some people just absolutely choose not to drink, and that's okay. But I had to learn for myself that um, drinking for me can be social, but it doesn't have to be a everyday thing. What else can I tell you guys about myself? 41. I work for a property management company. I enjoy it to an extent, but I think as I'm growing in ministry, I enjoy doing this. I enjoy doing talking to you guys about the Bible, about God, about the walk of life, like how I'm expressing to you guys right now what my life is like. Um, I do live with family. I do plan on having something of my own at some point, but right now, this is where I am. And I'm not making a big deal out of it. Um, some people might be like, oh, you should have this, that, and the third by this age. And to some degree, maybe, but I think that life happens for people, things change, and you should never feel pressured to have a worldly thing when God really wants to have relationship with you. And I think where I am right now in my life, as much as I may want some worldly things, because let me not lie to you, it's not that I don't want some of these worldly things, but surrendering my heart to God and building that relationship to a different degree now than it has ever been before, and learning his word in a more intentional way has really put me in a place of really enjoying getting to know Christ and getting to know myself through Christ. So this is kind of my get to know me video. Um, like, share, subscribe. I have more stuff coming. I hope you enjoyed this video. If it wasn't that entertaining, I'm sorry. I can't please everybody. But that's just a little bit of a window into who I am as a person, and sort of how I think. But that's going to be it for now, guys. Tune in to the next video. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe so that you can get notifications of my next videos as they come out. I really hope that you enjoyed this. Oh, and special shout out to my podcasters. I have not forgotten you guys. I know I did not shout you guys out in my last several videos, but please understand that it's very challenging talking on a video and remembering to definitely shout out my listeners through podcasts. So I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. I appreciate what God is doing through this YouTube channel as well as the podcast. I have not forgotten you guys. So tune in to the next video. But until then, bye.